Hey, this is Adam Knackers with Expat to Paradise. And in this video, I'm going to share with you considerations when moving abroad with pets. And specifically, my wife and I are going to be moving to Mexico, and we're bringing our two glorious cats with us, Holand and Osa. And so I want to share just the different considerations that we're thinking about right now as we prepare for this. So first of all, who am I? I'm freelancing Adam. I've been nomadic for most of the past 6 years. Both my wife and I have structured our lives in a way that gives us the flexibility to travel and live in different places. So we've been all over the world, and we're moving to Mexico in early 2021. And so if you haven't been following me, make sure you subscribe to my channel, because I'm all about helping, providing insights into how to live, invest, and earn abroad. So if you haven't yet, subscribe to my channel. So let me first of all introduce my pets. Holand and Osa. They are actually two glorious cats. You can see Holand is the boy. He is blonde with blue eyes. He makes fans really quickly. He's just a really affectionate cat, and he loves to, he loves attention. He loves to play fetch. He's almost like a dog in that sense. He loves to, when you turn the water faucet on, he'll sometimes when we run into the bathroom, he'll like jump up onto the counter and while Kristen will be like doing her hair, he'll just be sitting in the sink basin. Osa we call her Queen Osa. She is just a sweetheart. She loves to just kind of like wedge herself into like little spaces and just sleep and look like the most adorable thing in the world. She is such a sweet cat. She's not as affectionate. You have to earn her affection. But she is also wonderful. And, we could never, at this point, we can't envision our lives without them in it. So while we are determined to travel, these two will be traveling with us. So taking your pets to Mexico, a couple of things first. There's no quarantine requirement beforehand. Official documents are technically required. And by the way, so far, this is everything I'm collecting here is based on just a limited amount of research I've done so far. Again, we're early in the journey, so if you stay tuned to our channel, we'll continue to provide you updates as we get closer on all of these things that I'm like sharing right now, okay? And then when you go through customs, your pets will be officially registered as imported, and they'll file an electronic report. So another thing is the requirements I'm sharing based on like I said, information I've collected is really only going to be relevant and applied to cats and dogs. Other pets may have different requirements. So if you have a ferret or something else, a turtle that you want to bring somewhere, you'll want to do some of your own research for that. I'm really just sharing the stuff I know applies to cats and dogs. So in terms of requirements, you need to take your pet to a vet. If you're flying, so far, based on the information I've collected, it's within 5 days of departure. If you're driving, within 10 days. And when you go to the vet should be able to give you an interstate health certificate. This is also referred to as APHIS Form 7001, which will confirm your pet is healthy and up to date with their vaccinations and immunizations. And in particular, rabies and distemper are the two vaccinations that you need to be able to document. The vaccines must have been administered at least 15 days before your pet arrives in Mexico. So if you already know in the future that you're going to be planning to do this, you might want to get that taken care of in advance. And that's certainly what we're going to do. And then you'll want to keep this certificate handy when you go through Mexican customs. So if you're flying to Mexico, I'm going to try and address some of the things related to flying versus driving. Again, I've collected this information. This is all based on just information I've collected, not experience yet. I'll update you on this stuff as we kind of go through it ourselves. But been advised to let the airline know in advance that you will be traveling with your pet. Some regional routes, that have smaller planes won't accept large pets. Also, many airlines will require a separate reservation for your pet. So you should ask them to provide a confirmation number. And most airlines also will charge just an extra fee for pet travel. So, and then in addition to that, make sure you have a pet carrier that meets the airline standards. And if you have to, call the airline to figure out what those are in advance. If you plan to bring your pet in cabin, it's also advisable to ask the airline for the dimensions under their seats. So you know that your pet in whatever carrier you're going to bring them in will fit. Because some airplanes just may not have the space for anything but really small pets. Our cats, I can't say they're big or small for cats, but they're large enough that I think, given there's 2 of them too, we're likely not even going to be considering flying, just because it's going to be, I just can't even imagine how we'll achieve, be able to accomplish that in a way that's like comfortable for the cats. Anyways, but for those of you that only have maybe one small pet, this is viable. If you're traveling a long way, also consider breaking up the trip into 2 days, avoid connecting flights, and obviously, if possible, get direct flights. Those are going to be best. Then on the day of your flight, you'll present your pet and carrier when you check in at the airport, and you'll want to get information in regard to what time you need to kennel your pet in advance of the flight. Always a good idea to put a plastic bowl of ice in your pet carrier so your pet will have water without there being any chance of spilling. And if you are going to, check your pet as baggage, it's advised based on, again, information I've just found, to give your pets drugs only in situations where they have like a medical condition that requires it. Now, if you're driving to Mexico, and this is likely the route we're going to take, it may not require paperwork, but probably best to be safe and have it, right? And as I said before, you need to get that paperwork. You want to make that vet visit within 10 days of your departure, or of going, of when you're going to actually cross the border. One thing I also learned is, like, one of the biggest challenges can be, if you're driving, to find a hotel or motel that allows pets. Fortunately, there's a couple of options here. One, Airbnb. What's nice, and we are veterans, both my wife and I, of using Airbnb. It's really easy to search for accommodations with the filter turned on, enabling the filter that will just return places that allow pets. And I also learned about these places called auto hotels, which I guess were it's a hotel, and you can find these, I guess, all over Mexico. And they're hotels with like an actual garage attached to a room, basically. So it's like having a hotel room within actual garage. And I guess these were developed in part to accommodate people who just want to get away from their families to have sex, which I thought was kind of crazy. Because I guess, like, so much of in the Mexican culture, like, family is always around. Like, and it's often cases you have like a lot of family staying with you. And so these auto hotels were like a way for people to get away from that if they wanted to have some private time. So apparently these are also going to be more accommodating. Well, for obvious reasons, if you are driving and then you have a garage also, like, it's going to be probably better for pets than like any other type of hotel room. And because there's a garage, maybe then that means like they're going to always, or generally be, give the option if you have pets, whereas other standard hotels wouldn't be able to do that. So that's that. And as I said, we're strongly considering driving, simply because, like I said, the thought of traveling via airplane with 2 of our beloved cats is not a fun thought. So then, to return to your country of origin, you'll obviously want to find a vet in Mexico. We fully intend to do that. And at that point, we'll clearly have to get the information we need from our Mexican vet as relates to coming back to the U.S., traveling back with them. So if you'd like to learn more helpful information related to living, moving, investing, traveling abroad as an expat, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already, and visit my website at expattoparadise.com. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.